form the negative of sentences, we add the word not after the first auxiliary verb. Let's see, forming the we are having the exercise also where the verb is there, auxiliary verb is there. Next to that you will be adding not to make it negative. This is a good book. This is not a good book. We have found the book. We have not found the book. If there is no auxiliary, like example, is not there, have is not there. If there is no auxiliary verb in the sentence, as in the present simple and past simple tenses, we add the auxiliary. Which auxiliary we are going to use? Do not. Okay, we use the auxiliary verb do plus not before the main verb. The main verb then is used in its base form, while the auxiliary verb changes according to person, number and tense. When we are talking about person means what? Over here you can see Kamla is a singular one, but over here plural. You have to understand. If it is singular, you have to keep in mind. Next to that we have to see the verb according to the subject, singular or plural, we have to keep in mind. Let's see. They traveled to the city. They did not travel to the city. Over here, this traveled is a main verb. Rights is a main verb. We don't have auxiliary verb like is and have. Over here, main verbs are there. These are helping verbs. Let's see. Kamla writes poetry. Kamla does not write poetry. Some rules for forming the negative. Assertive and imperative sentences, rules are given. Let's see what they are saying. Verb, that is B type verb. Verb B, add not after the verb. You can see over here, B type verbs are what? Is, are, am, was, were. So here, let's see. The money is in the safe. The money is not in the safe. Better one would be the money isn't in the safe. Ria writes well. Ria does not write well, or Ria doesn't write well. Other verbs. Add do plus not, as we had done in the above. Over here the example I told. Do plus not. They had explained. Add do plus not before the main verb. The main verb is then used in its base form, and the verb do changes according to the person and tense. Let's see over here. We'll clarify. Now over here in this, B type verbs are not there. So here, we went. Went is a main verb. We went home early. We did not. So when the main verb is there, you don't have a helping verb at that moment. You'll be using the do, did given over here only. They told do verb means what? Do, does, did according to the formation. Now this is a past tense. So over here a past tense will be used. We did not, that is didn't go home early. We went home early. We did not go home early, or we didn't go home early. Next one, cut the ribbon. Do not cut the ribbon, or don't cut the ribbon. We did not have many friends. We didn't have many friends. Next one, with an auxiliary verb, that is helping verb, including modals, we add not after. Modals are also helping verbs. For permission, suggestion, they are used. Last year also we had this chapter. With an auxiliary verb, including modals, both modals and auxiliary are helping verbs. Including modals, we add not after the auxiliary verb, and the main verb is then used in its base form or the participle form. I'll be explaining with the example. Let's see. We will reach on time. Will is what? An auxiliary. It is also used in modal verbs also. We will reach, a prediction done over here. We will reach on time. We will not reach on time. Students, you have to understand, right now we are doing forming the negative. So don't get confused. We are having further chapters where explanation will be clarified. They have finished the assignment. They have not finished, or they haven't finished the assignment. Next example we are having. Are we living now? Aren't we living now? So here you can see are not. We won't be using are not. Aren't we living now? Let's see. First we'll go for this particular part for interrogative sentence. This all is interrogative sentences. Rule for interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. The word not is added after the auxiliary verb when the auxiliary verb plus not combination is not in its contracted. Contracted means what? Short forms. Short forms are called as contractions. So, combination is used in its contracted form. However, if the contracted form is not used, not comes after the subject. Let's see, where is the subject? We is the subject. Can you see over here? Are is the auxiliary verb. We is the subject, and after that it will come. Over here also, you is the subject, and after that it will come. We is the subject. Sorry, weren't it is. So were not or were not. Okay. If you want to speak were not, you can go for were not. Let's see. According to this examples. Are we living now? Aren't we living now? So here negative is used. Or the other formation is are we not living now? So you have to keep in mind that after this particular NT comes after we over here. Do you like sports? Don't you like sports? Or do you not like sports? So as I told you, after the subject only not you can give over here. It's given. Were they waiting for you? Weren't they waiting for you? Or were they not waiting for you? Now let's go for exclamative sentences. Negative question forms are used but with an exclamation mark instead of a question mark. It's a lovely day. Isn't it a lovely day? How wonderful. How wonderful. Isn't it wonderful? So here what they are doing? We are using the helping verb over here, isn't. Thank you, students.